in my head what I wanted to do for my next car, even if that's 6 months from now. I just bought a 2020 Dodge Charger Widebody Hellcat, and it's the Daytona edition, and I also bought a 2021 Dodge Durango SRT, and I've sold quite a few cars this year. The dream I've been chasing for a while now has been a Dodge Challenger Hellcat Widebody. That's my dream car. That's the ultimate dream car, and that's been the intent for a while now. Working my way up the food chain to get to that car, and that was the plan. Even when I bought the TRX, I knew at some point I'd work my way to that Challenger. That is my dream car. That's the pinnacle. I did a video a few days ago where a TRX became available here at my local Dodge dealer, and I'm still debating on whether or not I'm going to do that. Still kicking around that idea, but a new contender has emerged. I was kicked back watching YouTube in the middle of the night, as I do before I go to bed, and I saw a couple of videos on the 2022 Cadillac CT5 Blackwing. Now, I've never been much of a fan for GM products. I can't recall the last time I've owned anything GM, if ever. My mom had a Camaro, a late 80s Camaro when I was a kid, but I don't think I've owned anything GM. So I've always wanted a Tahoe, but I always felt the interior was a little too dated, and the interior is just as important to me as the exterior of the car and the performance. I've never really chased anything GM. I did buy a Challenger from a Chevy dealership, but I don't think that quite counts. About a year ago, I was watching Ray Donovan, and he pulls up in a Cadillac CT6, and I thought that was a nice looking car, but I didn't find it to be anything that would contend with my desire for Charger, Challenger, T-Rex, Durango, that kind of stuff. It's a nice car though, for sure. But I was watching a video, and this Cadillac CT5-V Blackwing is super nice, and it's definitely got to be in the consideration. Now, I'm still not sure what I want to do. Do I want to go with another T-Rex, a 2021 T-Rex that's available now? Do I wait till the 2022 model year hits? Do I keep chasing the Challenger? But this Blackwing's giving me second thoughts. It's said to be the last of the supercharged V8s that Cadillac will produce, and that's something to be said. Pre-orders on this car sold out in a day and a half for a year's worth of production. So getting your hands on one, getting my hands on one, that's not going to be an easy task, and chances are it's going to be littered with markups. But it's definitely worth a shot. Buying a car like this at a time where everybody's going electric, this car could be considered an investment as well. The value's only going to go up if this is the last year of supercharged V8s for Cadillac, and once they go electric, and there's still going to be demand for a supercharged V8 for sure. And it also comes in a manual. That's something to be said. Most companies now are steering away from manuals and going over to automatic transmissions. And doing my research, I saw that 50% of the pre-orders were manual transmission. That's crazy. I love driving a manual transmission, but I wouldn't want it as my daily driver. Where I live and where I work, there's a lot of construction that goes on. It's hard to get in and out of traffic driving a manual. Even though it's more fun, it takes the fun out of it when you have to stop and start and stop and start. But in a world where everything's going to automatic, having that manual transmission is pretty cool. The car weighs 4,000 pounds and has 668 horsepower, and that's a little shy of the Hellcat Challenger or Charger that I like, but it's also 500-600 pounds lighter. That horsepower difference will probably be nullified the fact that it's lighter. It is rear-wheel drive, so it'd definitely be fun to drive. This is definitely something to consider for sure. Doing my research, I saw that it has pretty much the same engine as the C7 Z06 with more horsepower. It comes with 3 drive modes: Tour, Track, and Sport, which is, you know, switching your drive modes is pretty standard in high-performance cars these days. That is pretty cool. There's a button on the steering wheel that allows you to control the exhaust. That's crazy to me. I like that a lot. You can, you know, close your valves or open them and control your exhaust from the steering wheel. Every car that I've driven, you can control your radio controls and your cruise control, but the videos that I saw had a quad exhaust, and like I said, it's a variable exhaust. You can control it with the button. So if you're in a neighborhood, you live in the suburbs, you turn your close your valves and you don't make a lot of noise. You can open them up on the highway and it make it a little louder. That's definitely something that I'd be interested in. The car also has carbon ceramic brakes, which is the biggest that they've ever put on a Cadillac. The downside of that is it's going to be really expensive to change those brakes. But if you can afford the car, you can afford the brakes, as they say. If I needed a complete brake job on my Hellcat, I'd be looking at a few $1,000s if I had to change the rotor. So this is, again, that's not anything new when it comes to high performance cars. About the only thing I can say negative that I saw in the videos and the research that I did, each one that I saw had peanut butter interior. I'm not a fan of that at all. I'm sure there are other interior options, and if they're not, you could always have your upholstery redone, but I'm not a big fan of peanut butter. I want black. Yeah, basically just black. I like black interior. You can put some accents in there, but I'm not a big fan of the light brown. It's not for me at all. Like I said, I'm still chasing the TRX. I'm still chasing the Challenger. The Blackwing, that CT5, that just gives me something else to think about. The car's not out yet. I don't believe it's, from my research, it's Q3 2020, which is basically any day now, sometime between now and the end of September. But if pre-order is sold out in a day and a half for the first year's worth of production, it's going to be hard to get your hands on one. Your best bet in getting one is probably going to be to find a dealer who has one on hand, and then hope that they didn't mark it up to the moon and back like they did with the T-Rexes and stuff like that. Like I said, I'm a Mopar guy, but this is definitely giving me something to think about. What do you guys think? T-Rex, Hellcat Widebody Challenger, CT5 Blackwing. That's a tough one. I'd love to be one of these YouTubers who have the kind of clout to get to go out and drive one. That would be awesome to be able to do that and film it along the way. But you know, maybe one day. I appreciate you guys watching the video. If you like the video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell so you get notified for all the videos. Again, guys, thanks for watching, and y'all take it easy.